Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of College Ball with J-Dog. We got a good one lined up, y'all. We got Alex goes to Arkansas. I'll give you my thoughts on that. We got the absolutely atrocious college football playoff rankings, y'all. We're going to talk about those, react to those. What are they doing, y'all? What are they doing? We're going to talk about that. We got the Week 14 prediction show, best bets, upset picks, that and more. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Get in that comment section. If you didn't watch yesterday, go back. Give me your opinions on Josh Heupel. Watch the video. See what I thought about it. Tell me yours in the comments. Let's quit rambling, y'all. Let's get into it. First thing we're going to cover, y'all. This broke my heart. Lee Corso was asked about how life is after not being on game day anymore. He said it's lousy. He hates it. It sucks. If you're a college football fan, that's got to break your heart. Corso's aged over the years, y'all. He got to where he could really. Half the stuff he said you couldn't understand, didn't make sense. It's absolutely heartbreaking to know that his life ain't been the same since he ain't been on game day anymore. I mean, he made game day, y'all. That was his life. College game day was Lee Corso's life. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see that. I know all them football players, basketball players, all these people, once they retire, they got to find something to fill that void with. That's what they live for. Lee Corso lived for game day, y'all. Now he's not on there. He's having a hard time filling that void. Maybe ESPN could bring him on once every 2 or 3 times a year. Let him get back out there and do what he loves. I know he's not mentally where he was before, but I'd love to see him on there just once in a while. I seen that, it broke my heart. I'm sure it breaks some of y'all's heart too. Any of y'all that are college football crazies. It's got to break your heart to see a legend struggling. Arkansas got some great news today, y'all. They have hired Alex Golesh as head coach. That is an absolute home run hire for Arkansas, y'all. I don't care what you say. You can disagree with me. You can agree with me. You can be in between on it. For a school like Arkansas that's been struggling, they haven't even won a conference game this year. They're sitting at 2 wins going into the last week of the season. To pull a coach like Golesh is an absolute home run hire for them. Oklahoma State hit a home run yesterday too for their type of program. I'm not saying Alex Golesh would have been a home run hire at LSU. He'd have been a really good hire at LSU. But for a school like Arkansas, it is an absolute 500-foot blast out of the park home run, y'all. Yesterday, Oklahoma State hired North Texas's coach. That's an absolute home run hire for them too. If Oklahoma State can bring in North Texas's quarterback, who really has probably been the best quarterback in college football this season, that'd be huge for Oklahoma State. That's 2 really good hires the last 2 days for these schools. And I'm not saying Arkansas is a smaller school. Arkansas can be a team like Auburn used to be, that every 4 or 5 years they was competing for a title. That's the ceiling for Arkansas. Hell, they got Walmart, they got Tyson Chicken. They just got to get better investment in the football program. Alex Golesh went down to South Florida. They was winning 3, 4 games a year. He has them in the playoff hunt this year. Are they not? Are they going to make it? Probably not. But they was in the hunt. We'll get to see who's better at the system, Heupel or Golesh. That'll make Tennessee versus Arkansas in the next couple of years be a really interesting matchup, because it's going to be an absolute chess game. We know his system. He knows our system. It's going to be whichever defensive coordinator can figure it out the best when they're going head to head. I love the hire. I really do. I love the hire for Arkansas. I think that's probably as good as they could have done, besides maybe Gruden. There's some rumors about Gruden. Gruden says he wants to coach in the SEC. But going from pro to college can be a struggle. I mean, look at Bill Belichick. Belichick in North Carolina has started playing a little better near the end of the season. But NFL don't always translate to college. Just like college don't translate to the NFL. 2 days ago, Oakland fired Chip Kelly. He left Ohio State, went to be their offensive coordinator. Their offense absolutely sucked because his system does not work in the NFL. It's already been proven when he's the coach of the Eagles. Now Chip Kelly's probably going to come back and be an offensive coordinator in college again. Now, Chip Kelly doesn't want to be a head coach. I'd say he could get a head coaching job, but he doesn't want to be a head coach. He don't want the headache. He just wants to coach football. What's y'all's opinions on Golesh to Arkansas? I love it. I think it's a great hire for Arkansas. I wish Golesh would have went to the Big Ten or somewhere where we didn't have to deal with them. Because he's going to win at Arkansas, y'all. He'll have Arkansas winning 8-9 games a year. That's how highly I think it goes. A lot of Tennessee fans know how good Alex Golesh is. From a scale of F to A, I think that's a B+ hire. On a night, if LSU heard him, it'd be a B+. For Arkansas, that's an A+ hire. Just like Virginia Tech with Franklin. That's an A+ hire for Virginia Tech. If somebody like Florida or Georgia, Tennessee, somebody like I hired James Franklin, it'd be probably a B- C+. But the fact Virginia Tech, who's just trying to get back up to national relevance, Arkansas the same way. Those are A+ hires for them schools, y'all. Oklahoma State, I think for the school they've been, winning 2-3 games the last couple of years each season, getting North Texas coach, that's an A+ for them too. There's a lot of really good coaching hires going on right now, y'all. Let's get into the main topic, y'all. The college football playoff rankings. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I mean, I just don't understand it, y'all. You got Arizona at 25, Tulane at 24. Tulane's your group of 5 team. James Madison just keeps getting disrespected. They've got 1 loss. They've handled business. Beat Washington State last week by the same score that Ole Miss beat them by. But yet they just keep getting disrespected by the committee too. Georgia Tech dropped down to 23. Pitt's at 22. SMU 21. Arizona State's 20. Tennessee's sitting at 19, y'all. USC lost by 15 points to Oregon. They only fell to 17. They fell 2 spots. Tennessee lost by 6 to Oklahoma, y'all. We're sitting at number 11. We lost by 6 to Oklahoma. Fell all the way down to 25. Look where Oklahoma's sitting right now. Oklahoma's sitting at number 8. Bama's at 10. Georgia's at 4. All 4 of our losses are the top 10 teams. And close games. The Bama game was like 16 points, I think, 17. But Georgia beat us in overtime because we missed a field goal at the end of regulation. Oklahoma beats us by 6. Texas sitting at 16 with a loss to 3-8 Florida that Tennessee went down there and put belt the ass on. Was up 31-0 at halftime on. The committee is giving Tennessee absolutely 0 respect for their schedule. Strength of schedule just don't matter. They just pick and choose what matters, when it matters, and who it matters for. Vandy, a 10-2 SEC team. Well, 9-2 right now. 9-2 SEC team sitting at 14 behind a 2-loss Utah team out of the Big 12. Sitting behind a 2-loss Miami team out of the ACC. Make it make sense, y'all. What is the point in these teams scheduling hard games or playing in a hard conference if you're not going to get rewarded for it? The Big 12 is literally Texas Tech, and that's it. As far as actual contenders in their conference. But yet you got BYU at 11, Utah at 13. You got Michigan sitting at 15. Getting moved up 3 spots after beating Maryland, who's won 4 games this year. The Tennessee puts an absolute freaking bully beatdown on Florida. Wins that game, dominates it more than they've done in 30-some years. They move up 1 spot. Make it make sense. How we dropped 14 spots by losing by 6 to Oklahoma, who's now in your top 10. But USC loses by 15 to Oregon. They drop 2 spots. I just don't know what we're doing, y'all. And Oregon jumps Ole Miss. I guess that win against USC was that damn impressive that they jump Ole Miss. So Ole Miss has now been jumped by Texas Tech and Oregon. This committee does not respect the SEC. It just don't. Texas A&M, 11-0, played at least a couple ranked teams. Indiana, 11-0, played Oregon. That's it. The rest of the Indiana schedule's been absolute garbage. Ohio State, I agree they should be number 1 just based off of them being the champs from last year. Until you're dethroned, you should be number 1. But those 2 schedules are absolute garbage, y'all. They're ranked in the 30s and 40s. When are we going to get a committee that cares about strength of schedule? The dumbass SEC done agreed to 9 conference games. We ain't got a 16-team playoff figured out yet. We agreed to 9 conference games. We'll be lucky to get 2 teams in next year. Because strength of schedule does not matter. Even though the committee said it was going to, it doesn't. What do y'all think is the most egregious part of these playoff rankings? I think Tennessee at 19 is ridiculous. You've got 2 3-loss teams in front of Tennessee, USC and Texas. And Tennessee has a better resume than both of them. Our losses are way better than their losses. But yeah, we can't move up the polls no matter what we do. There's at least one media person that agrees with me. Brooks Austin, the film guy. He straight up said, hot take. If both teams win this weekend, it's Tennessee that should be arguing for a 3-loss college football playoff bid, not Texas. I agree with that 110%. Our resume and strength of schedule is way better, and we've looked better against good competition than Texas has or USC has. We've got close losses. They don't. What's y'all's opinion? Who should be the highest ranked 3-loss team? Texas, USC, or Tennessee? Give me your thoughts in the comments, y'all. Let's get into the predictions, y'all. Them playoff rankings pissed me off last night. Right after Tennessee gets revenge for their Elite Eight loss against Houston in basketball last night. Huge win for Rick Barnes and crew, y'all. Get the win over Houston. The way that stupid Players Era tournament works, it's all about point differential. So we beat Rutgers by 25, beat Houston by 3, but we're playing for third place because our point differential wasn't enough. We played Kansas at 7 today. Well, of course, your point differentials ain't going to be very big when you're playing the number 3 team in the country. Sorry, we didn't look up and get to play USC and scrub team. But it's still good RPI boost, y'all. You done got a win against Houston, a win against Rutgers. You win against Kansas today, that's 3 good RPI wins. We still got games against Louisville, Syracuse, some other tough out-of-conference games. So even though we don't get to play for the championship in the Players Era tournament, we're building a really good resume early, y'all. Let's get into picking these games, give you my best bets, my upset picks. We're going to start off with the Friday games, y'all. We got the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss favored by 6.5. Over-under is 62.5. I like Mississippi State in this game. There's your upset pick. I like Mississippi State in this game. All of the damn distraction of Lane Kiffin to LSU or Florida, or Kiffin dodging questions, saying, oh, it don't bother his team, whenever reporters have said it absolutely bothers some of his players. He cannot speak for his players as a whole, saying that does not bother them because it does. And it's a distraction. Well, these kids do nothing but play video games, sit on social media, do all that. All they see all day long, I'm sure, is that their coach is going to LSU. You think they're locked in on Mississippi State when they don't even know if their coach is going to be there for the playoffs or their bowl game or whatever it is? No. It's a distraction. It's rat poison, as Nick Saban said. I think Lane, Ole Miss, get beat by Mississippi State. All them distractions are going to catch up to them. They barely beat Florida a couple weeks ago, y'all. When all these damn rumors and stuff started. And Florida, between that, has a beatdown loss from Kentucky and a beatdown loss by Tennessee. You think they just magically had one decent game in between there? No. It's because Ole Miss is distracted. And Mississippi State hates Ole Miss. They want that win. So I got Mississippi State pulling off the big upset at home, knocking Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss out of the playoffs. It will knock them out, especially if Lane goes to LSU. They're not going to put Ole Miss in the playoffs if Lane Kiffin's at LSU and they lose this Saturday. It's not going to happen. They kept Florida State out because their quarterback was hurt. They've ranked teams above other teams that's because of quarterbacks and injuries and stuff. If Ole Miss loses that game, they will not be in the playoffs. Will not. We got Utah traveling to Kansas, y'all. I really need this upset. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Utah's favored by 13.5. I will take Kansas to cover that spread, though. We're not going to discuss that game much further. I like Kansas to cover that spread. I hope Kansas beats them. I want a lot of chaos this weekend, y'all. I'd love to have a lot of chaos. Make the committee have to make some tough decisions. Because right now, they're not got many tough decisions to make. We get a lot of chaos Saturday. They got some tough decisions to make. You got Georgia going on the road to Georgia Tech. They are favored by 12.5. Over-under is 59.5. Take Georgia plus the points. Georgia's going to win that game by 3 or 4 scores, y'all. Georgia Tech had their chance last year. That game went to like 4 or 5 overtime. They came up just short. This Georgia Tech team is not as good as last year. Georgia Tech down the stretch last year is playing really good football. This Georgia Tech team is way too reliant on Haynes King. Georgia's going to take his run out, make him beat him throwing. I just don't see it happen. I think Georgia runs away with that game, wins it by possibly 3 or 4 touchdowns. I love Georgia in that 12.5, y'all. That's one of the best bets of the week. Georgia covering at 12.5 is the best bet, y'all. You got Texas A&M traveling down to Austin, Texas, y'all. Texas A&M is favored by 2.5 at Texas. The FPI likes Texas, though. The over-under is 51.5. I like A&M, y'all. I like A&M plus the points. Texas has not shown me at any point this season that they can beat Texas A&M. They just haven't. Texas had one impressive game, and that was against Oklahoma. And even right now, with Oklahoma winning games, they're not doing it because they're offense. They're doing it because they're getting turnovers. All you got to do against Oklahoma is protect the football, and you will beat them. I like Texas A&M by way more than 2.5 points in this game. That's the best bet, y'all. Texas A&M minus 2.5. Best bet. Didn't mean to click that one. I think Texas A&M's out for blood, y'all. Texas has beat the shit out of them for years. Texas A&M's finally gonna get one, y'all. These are all Black Friday games still, y'all. That's the last Black Friday game we're gonna go over. Let's get into Saturday, y'all. You got Ohio State traveling to Michigan on a 4-game losing streak to the Wolverines. Last year, they was favored by 22.5, 23.5, something crazy. Got beat at home. This year, they're on the road, favored by 9.5. Over-under is 45.5. Add this one to the best bet, y'all. I like the Buckeyes big in this game. I just don't think Bryce Underwood has enough yet to keep Michigan in this game. Ohio State's going to sell out to stop the run. Make Bryce Underwood beat him with his arm. I don't think he can do it. I don't think they got the weapons to do it. I like Ohio State big in this one. They're going to stop that streak. They're going to get revenge. They're going to want to run the score up too. I like Ohio State by 17 or more, y'all. So add that to the best bets. Ohio State minus 9.5. That's easy money, y'all. I know Michigan's got the 4-game winning streak. I know it's been a struggle for Ohio State against Michigan. The streaks get broken. And it's getting broken Saturday in the Big House. This one I'm just giving you for a best bet, y'all. Texas Tech travels to West Virginia. They're favored by 24.5 points. Give me West Virginia to cover that. I think West Virginia will cover those 24.5 points. That's the best bet. West Virginia will not pull the upset. I don't think so. That'd be a wild upset in Morgantown. I'd love to see it. I really want them to, but I don't think they do. But I do think they cover that 24.5. Where should we go next, y'all? Let's go to a pivotal ACC game right here, y'all. Miami travels to Pitt. It's going to be a little chilly this weekend, y'all. Can Miami handle the cold? That's always a big deal with them Florida teams, y'all. When they go travel up north, they play in some cold weather. I'm not sure how cold it'll be at Pitt, but I know just in Northeast Tennessee. It's supposed to be in the middle 40s. Miami's favored by 6.5, y'all. Over-under is 51.5. Give me Pitt. I like Pitt on the upset, y'all. Miami last year was sitting right there, chance of getting the ACC title game, make it to the playoffs. They was favored by like 14.5 against Syracuse. Syracuse beats them. I got the same scenario playing out this week. I like Pitt to beat Miami. The game is close. Miami will find a way to lose it, y'all. Whether it's Carson Beck throwing 2 or 3 picks, whatever it is. Anytime Miami's been in a close game this year, they've lost besides against Notre Dame. I like Pitt and upset, y'all. I like us to get some chaos, make the committee start sweating a little bit on their decisions. This is a sleeper game, y'all. Not many people are talking about this game. Oregon traveling to Washington. Washington is a damn tough place to play, y'all. They've lost 1 game at home in like 3 or 4 seasons. That was the Ohio State this year. Washington's a completely different team at home than they are on the road. Lamont Williams, freshman quarterback, plays way better at home than on the road. Oregon's coming off a big win against USC. They're favored by 6.5 points at Washington. I like Washington to cover that point spread, y'all. I don't think Washington gets the upset, but I think they make it to where Oregon has to hit a game-winning field goal to seal the win. So that was going to come down to the wire, y'all, but I do like Oregon to get the win. But I would not be surprised in the least if Washington wins that game. Washington is a very tough place to play, y'all. And Jed Fish has turned that program around. If I'm Florida, I'm getting on the phone with Jed Fish over at Washington saying, hey, you interested in this job? He's a Florida alum. They say he'd take the job if Florida calls. He's done nothing but win at Arizona, and he's done turned Washington back around in year 2. Kalen DeBoer left for Alabama. Washington's roster was gutted. They lost like 40, 50 players, y'all. And Jed Fish already has them with the chance to win 9 regular season games in year 2. Florida better get on the cabal because their options are starting to fade away, y'all. We got Missouri traveling to Arkansas, y'all. Missouri took a big gut punch last week. Couldn't even get a touchdown. Only got 2 field goals against Oklahoma. They're favored by 2.5 against Arkansas. Drakewitz was in the running for Florida. It seems like Florida's moved on. Drinkwitz's been riding pretty high at Missouri. He went 10-2 a couple of years ago, beat Ohio State in a bowl game. Last year, they had a really easy schedule, still lost 3 games. This year, they could end the season with 5 losses. Has Drinkwitz peaked at Missouri? You never know with the NIL in the portal, y'all. They're favored by 2.5 against Arkansas. Arkansas winless in conference. Give me the Hogs to pull the upset. Get their 1 conference win of the season this Saturday against Missouri. Arkansas was not very good at stopping the run. They're really good against pass. But my question is, can Missouri score enough points to hang with Arkansas? Arkansas is going to put the points up. They do every Saturday. The only week they didn't was the week they got Pittman fired against Notre Dame. Besides that, Arkansas is one of the best offenses in the country. I think they outscore Missouri. Missouri wants to pound the ball. Arkansas scores pretty quick. I think Arkansas outlasts Missouri. Ends Missouri's season in a very sad fashion from the way it started. Missouri drops 7-5. Arkansas gets their 3rd win of the season. I want this upset so bad, y'all. I swear I do. I want it so bad I can freaking taste it. After I watched LSU against Western Kentucky last week, y'all, I just can't do it. LSU could do it if they come out there and give their all. But I'm not sure them players are still giving their all. Look at the over-under on this game, y'all. 36.5. That's one of the lowest over-unders you're going to see. Oklahoma's offense is not good. If LSU's defense comes to play, this could be a 20-17 type game. If LSU comes out and gives it their all, they can't win this game. But are they locked in enough? That's the question. How could you not? Whether you got a coach or not, whatever's going on, how could you not be locked in enough on the last Saturday of your season to go out and ruin somebody's season, y'all? I like LSU to cover at 10.5, y'all, but I just can't pull the trigger on the upset. I don't know if they're going to come out and give their all because they definitely didn't last week against Western Kentucky. Now, is that maybe a look-ahead spot? Them thinking about Oklahoma? It's possible. But you beating Western Kentucky by 3 points don't give me much confidence in you. We got 2 more games we're going to go over, y'all. I'm going to get y'all out of here. We got the Iron Bowl, a nighttime Iron Bowl. That's a big factor, y'all. Alabama's only favored by 6.5 points. The over-under is 48.5. When the Iron Bowl is in Jordan-Hare at night, Auburn does pretty good, y'all. Just a couple of years ago, took a Jalen Milroe 4th and 31 or something touchdown to win. The question is Auburn going to be locked in enough? I think the hate in this rivalry, they've got to be. You got a chance to ruin your biggest rival season and knock them out of the playoffs. At night at home, in front of your fans. Can they do it? I'm taking them, y'all. I'm taking Auburn. Beat Alabama. Ruin their season. Give the new coach something to build off of, even though he's probably not going to have half the players on the team. It's one of those games, y'all. It's like Tennessee, Florida. The best team don't always win, especially when it's at night at Jordan-Hare. I can't remember the stats, but they're above 50% at home at night in the Iron Bowl. I just think we're going to get more chaos than some people do. I really do. Last one we're going to go over, y'all. There were some other games I was talking about. But we ain't going to talk about them unless something crazy happens this weekend. We'll talk about them on Sunday. Last one, Diego Pavia, the shit-talkingest quarterback in college football. Him, his mom, maybe even Theo Vaughn, march into Neyland Stadium. Joey Aguilar, Josh Heupel have a chance to ruin their season. This will be the best season Vandy has had since the 40s. I want this one bad, y'all. Even if Vandy wins, they might not make the playoffs. But if they do win, they've got a shot. Best thing Tennessee can do is whoop that ass and not even let them think about the playoffs. Pavias been talking shit all offseason. Oh, F them guys. We can beat them any Saturday. We're going to run the state. Blah, blah, blah. This, that. The other team he ran his mouth about the most was Alabama. What did Alabama do to him? Forced them into critical turnovers, beat them by 17. Tennessee's favored by 2.5 points. Over under 64.5, y'all. They think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I like the Vols to cover that spread. I like the Vols to shut Pavias up. I like the Vols big in this game. I think we want this one bad. What better way to end the season than ruin one of your rivals' chances at the playoffs? We should be in the damn playoffs. We're probably not going to be, but we should be. We're not letting our rival get in. We're going to ruin Pavias' season. Vandy's season. We're going to have his mom sad. They're going to show her a million damn times in the crowd. Every time he throws a 2-yard pass, they're going to show her up there celebrating. We need this one, boys. We got to have it. Win this one. Go win a bowl game. Or if something crazy happens, we get in the playoffs. Very slim. But as you can see, I'm trying to hold out hope. Tennessee beats the shit out of Vandy. Shuts Pavias' big mouth up. The FPI likes us 58%. I like us 100%. Finish the season in the top 15 at least. Give me good old Rocky Top to anchor down and shut Pavias' bitch ass up. That's the show for today, y'all. Men's basketball plays Kansas 7 o'clock for third place. Even though we're undefeated, for third place. 7 o'clock tonight. Hope all y'all have a blessed, happy Thanksgiving. We've all got so much to be thankful for that we look over sometimes. It's easy to focus on the negative. Tomorrow's the day to focus on the positive. Be thankful for all the good things in your life. Be thankful that we got a Savior that looks over us, takes care of us. Hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving. God bless you. And go Vols.